Hello everyone, Clark Meyer with the Rise to Wealth, and wanted to make a quick video on Zillow Research, as Zillow Research has lots of information not only on home value but also rent indications, but it also captures so much information just on the trends that it sees. So it takes all that information that it has on its platform, and if you go to Zillow Research, it has some interesting information. So you can see there's lots of tabs here at the top. I've taken a look at some of these, but if you click on the Markets tab, you'll see below it has these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways you can look at different markets and gather the information they have there. So as you can see right now, what this is doing is it's stack ranking it by population. New York's the first, Los Angeles, Chicago, all the way down. And it just has information on Zillow Value Index, how the average price of a house, the average price of rent, how much negative equity, the percentage of homes with negative equity, and then how much inventory there is. So this is really interesting to just get a sense of the average house in these different areas. As you can see, New York, well, right now it's stack ranked by the average, the highest population. But if I wanted to take a look at the most expensive, you can see San Francisco, San Jose, Bay Area is very expensive, followed by Los Angeles, lots of places in California. So this is really interesting, but I think most people know where the expensive places are. So what I thought was really interesting is if you click on this next tab, the Zillow Home Value Index, now what it's going to show you is it's still stack ranked by the metros with the biggest number of people. But what you can do is I want to take a look at the 1-year forecast. So if I'm interested in appreciation and where I think, based on Zillow's research, there's the forecast is going to increase, you can actually stack rank this. So now what I'm looking at is the 1-year forecast by region, and it doesn't matter how big the size of the population is. It's just stack ranking it by the 1-year forecast. You can see Salt Lake City is actually the number one, and it's gone up 9%, and they expect 5% next year. So as you can see, this is going up pretty steady. Indianapolis is interesting to see as number 3. This is where I invest. So gone up 8%, and 3% is what they're predicting. So if we go and we reverse this, you'll see that San Francisco is actually predicted to go down a little bit. You can see it's going up, and then kind of has gone down a little bit. Seattle, Los Angeles. So some of these markets are more maybe the ones that people would expect to be a little frothy right now. So this is in terms of just the value of the home. So now what we're thinking about is appreciation. Another really interesting one is to look at the rent. So if we look at the rent, you can see what the current rent is, the average rent. So in New York, it's about $2,200, Los Angeles, $2,500, et cetera, et cetera. So if I wanted to see, okay, where's the highest rent? That's in San Jose, San Francisco, Los Angeles, again, sort of in line with the most expensive houses. But what I want to look at is, okay, what's the 1-year growth? I guess they don't have that information, but the annual growth. So the annual growth of is actually Phoenix. You can see it's been pretty steady in terms of if you have a property there, you've been able to increase rent there. So some interesting ones, we've got Memphis and Cleveland, Atlanta. So Phoenix doesn't have the highest rent, but it's got the highest in terms of annual growth. So there's some also really interesting things to look at, like negative equity. So definitely a cool tool to play around with and gather some insights if you're thinking about investing out of state or wanted to find information on where to do your due diligence to understand where there's going to be some increase in either appreciation or where you could maybe get some increases in rent. So hope you found this video of value, and please like and subscribe.